These 8 useful English words will boost your everyday fluency and your IELTS, TOEFL, or Cambridge score. And you won't just memorize them. You'll meet each one inside the story, feel what it means, then prove you caught it. That's how your brain keeps them for good. Nell ran away to join the circus on a Tuesday night, certain she had finally found her real life. By the end of the month, she would discover that the gruff old ringmaster everyone feared was hiding a secret, and that the secret had her own name in it. From the village, the circus had looked like pure magic. Now, behind the painted wagons, Nell saw the truth. The tents were shabby, patched and faded, the costumes mended 100 times over. But at night, under the lights, the shabby little circus became something else entirely. A spectacle of fire and music and impossible feats that dazzled the whole town. She watched the trapeze artists glide through the air, high above the upturned crowd, and the jugglers spin their torches into rivers of flame. It dazzled her, all of it. Every single night, the show mesmerized the packed tent. 1,000 faces tilted up, mesmerized, while Nell ached to be up there in the light, to glide instead of sweep. Because sweeping was all the ringmaster would let her do. Old Bruno, gruff and gray, with a voice like falling rocks, had taken one look at her and handed her a broom. She mucked out the horses. She mended torn costumes. She carried water until her arms shook, and with every blister, Nell resented it more. She had not run away from home to be a servant. When she complained, Bruno only scolded her. "No one performs in my circus until they have earned it," he growled and turned away. He scolded the other newcomers too, all the runaways who had drifted to his tents. He never let any of them write home, never let them so much as send a single postcard. Nell decided he was the hardest, coldest man she had ever met. The other runaways did not seem to mind. They worked and laughed and slept like the dead and slowly became something like a family. But Nell could not forgive him. She resented him more with every passing day. "He keeps us here," she thought, "and lets our families wonder if we are alive or dead. What kind of man does a thing like that?" Then one rainy night, sent to fetch a lantern from Bruno's wagon, Nell found something she was never meant to see. In the corner stood an old tin trunk, its lid half open. It was full, stuffed right to the brim, with letters, hundreds of them, and every single one was addressed, in Bruno's heavy hand, to the family of one of his runaways. Nell read one and then another, her hands beginning to shake. For 30 years, Bruno had been secretly writing to the family of every child who ran away to his circus. "Your daughter is safe," the letter said. "She is well. She is fed and she is learning and she is loved. Come and see her perform when she is ready. She has not forgotten you." He had never let them write home themselves, because runaways write in anger, or they do not write at all. So Bruno did it for them, quietly, faithfully, sparing 100 frightened parents the worst grief of their lives. The gruff old man the whole circus feared had spent 30 years making sure that no lost child was ever truly lost. Nell sat down on the wet floor of the wagon and wept, because she saw now how badly she had misjudged him. She had thought him heartless. She had misjudged the kindest man she had ever met, a man who hid an enormous heart behind a broom and a growl. That very night was her first time in the ring, only a small part, holding the hoops for the dancing dogs, but she was finally part of the spectacle. As the crowd roared, Bruno nudged her and pointed to the front row. There sat her father, twisting his cap in his hands, his eyes wet, a worn letter in Bruno's writing folded in his pocket. He had come, just as the letter had asked, to watch his Nell glide. Nell never did become the great star she had dreamed of, but she stayed with that shabby, magical circus for the rest of her days, sweeping and mending, and, in time, writing the letters herself. For she had learned the thing Bruno knew, that the greatest spectacle under the big top was never the fire or the flying. It was a gruff old man, year after year, quietly making sure that love always knew where to find you. Now, and did you catch all 8? Let's find out. An adjective meaning worn out, faded, and run down. Think of an old armchair with stuffing leaking from its torn arms. Up close, the circus tents looked exactly like this, patched and tatty. The what kind of little tents were faded and mended 100 times over.
The word is shabby.
He wore a shabby old coat with frayed cuffs and missing buttons. A verb meaning to tell someone off angrily for doing wrong. It's what a cross-parent does when a child tracks mud through the house. Bruno did this to Nell whenever she dared to complain. He would do what to the newcomers, tell them off sharply, and send them back to work?
The word is scold.
His mother began to scold him for coming home so very late. A verb meaning to move smoothly and effortlessly through the air. It's what a paper plane does, sailing on the air without a sound. The trapeze artist did this far above the gasping crowd. Nell longed to do what? Move smoothly through the air, instead of sweeping the floor.
The word is glide.
The eagle began to glide silently over the still blue lake. A verb meaning to amaze and astonish, often with brightness or skill. It's what fireworks do, lighting up the sky and making the crowd gasp. The fire and the flying did this to the whole watching town. The blaze of lights and color would do what? Astonish every visitor to the tent?
The word is dazzle.
The young pianist managed to dazzle the judges with her speed. A verb meaning to feel bitter and angry about something unfair. It's the slow, bitter anger you feel when you are treated unfairly. Nell did this to every chore Bruno made her do instead of performing. She began to do what? Feel bitter about? The broom, the blisters, and the man who gave them?
The word is resent.
He started to resent the long hours and the total lack of thanks. A noun for an impressive, dramatic sight or public display. Think of a grand firework display that stops a whole city to stare. The whole circus show was one glittering one of these. By the end, Nell was proud to be part of the dazzling what?
The word is spectacle.
The opening ceremony was a spectacle of light, sound, and color. A verb meaning to hold someone completely spellbound and still. It's what a swinging pocket watch does, fixing your eyes and your mind. The nightly show did this to a tent full of upturned faces. The dancing flames would do what? Hold spellbound? The crowd until no one dared to breathe?
The word is mesmerise.
The storyteller could mesmerize a room full of restless children. A verb meaning to form a wrong opinion of someone or something. It's what you do when you write someone off, then learn you were wrong. Nell did this to Bruno, believing the kind old man was heartless. She had badly done what to the gruff ringmaster who secretly protected them all?
The word is misjudge.
Don't misjudge him by his rough manner. He is very kind indeed. Quick recap. How many do you still remember?
Shabby. Scold. Glide. Dazzle. Resent. Spectacle. Mesmerize. Misjudge.
A new English story every day. Subscribe and learn useful words the way your brain actually keeps them. Inside a story you won't forget.